Contamination and adulteration result in altered food products that may include substances not intended in the product. Contamination is unintentional, resulting from natural or accidental introduction, whereas adulteration is an intentional change to the product. Food defense protects the food supply from intentional adulteration, while food safety focuses on unintentional contamination of the food supply from natural or accidental introduction. A food defense program includes the actions required by regulation, like food defense plan building, and extends beyond to create a more robust food defense preparedness program. These activities strive to create a food defense culture within an organization. They include extending the protection afforded by the food defense plan through training, development of standard procedures and protocols, encouraging partner relationships inside and outside the organization, and practicing the program through preparedness exercises. Food defense protects the food supply from intentional adulteration, while food safety focuses on unintentional contamination of the food supply from natural or accidental introduction. Food security, as defined by the World Health Organization, is when all people at all times have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. Each facility covered by the IA rule is required to prepare and implement a food defense plan. This written plan must assess vulnerabilities and identify actionable process steps, identify and explain mitigation strategies, and develop procedures for food defense monitoring, corrective actions, and verification. A reanalysis of the food defense plan is required at least every 3 years, or when certain criteria are met, including changes to production processes or when mitigation strategies are determined to be improperly implemented. Food defense awareness training is also required for personnel and their supervisors at actionable process steps. The mitigation strategies to protect food against intentional adulteration rule, otherwise known as the Intentional Adulteration Rule, or IA rule, is the 7th rule of the Food Safety Modernization Act. The purpose of this rule is to protect food from intentional acts of adulteration where there is an intent to cause wide-scale public health harm. This rule applies to most domestic and foreign facilities that produce food and food products to be used or consumed in the United States. The purpose of the Intentional Adulteration Rule is to protect food from intentional acts of adulteration where there is an intent to cause wide-scale public health harm. Economically motivated adulteration is motivated by economic gain by the perpetrator and therefore was not included in the IA rule. The food system is a complex system of systems that is globally interconnected. Unfortunately, the current threat landscape includes motivations to introduce intentional adulteration to impact the public's health and the economy.